What's up, guys? Stan Medina here. Hey, so we got a question from our YouTube, and our YouTube, one of our videos, and the question was, what size of shop did you start with? So when I first started off, I started off in a small shop. I think it was like 750 square feet. You could probably maybe fit 2 cars in there. It was very tight. I think at the shop that we had, the owner actually supplied the airline to us, so we had air. We would have to pay a small amount of electricity. We didn't have a sign up. We didn't have none of that. In fact, I was actually working at the dealership, and at night I would go work at my shop, and to try to get that business going. But at the time, I had no business skills. And I had no understanding on how to purpose a shop. How to effectively use a shop space, and what to do with shop space, right? And so maybe right now you're like thinking, hey, I want to open a shop, or I want to get something to start doing some business, right? Or I want to open a body shop. I want to open a business. And this kind of applies to everything. If you have a service industry that people have to come in to your location, right? So look, if you're looking to find a shop, you want to make sure that the location fits the customers you're trying to market to, right? For example, if you're planning if you say, hey man, that we found this shop, it's kind of in a bad neighborhood, but they're giving us a really good deal on it. Let me see how that real quick. Sorry about that. So, like I said, if you're trying to find if you're thinking about opening a shop, opening a business, service business where you have customers coming, you want to make sure the location fits the certain clientele you're trying to market to, right? And what I mean by that is, like, let's say for example you find a shop and it's in a bad neighborhood. It's a big shop. And it's pretty cheap, and you're like, man, this is a big shop for that price. Well, is the area gonna match with what the audience you're trying to target to? Because you can have a big place and it can look nice, but if it's in an area where not too many people feel comfortable going to, they might not want to take their vehicle over there, right? So it might be better to say, okay, you know what, can I find a central location that maybe it's a little bit higher, the rent, but it's smaller, or maybe you have to give and take, right? And so before you find the location, you need to determine, okay, let me map out the shop. And I talked about this in a previous video, right? And mapping out the shop basically means, like, if you have a shop, you want to make sure you take a visual, like a bird's eye view picture of it, like from Google Maps, and you want to start to draw out like how many cars you can fit in there, right? And almost create like a flow chart about how vehicles are going to come in, how they're going to go out, where you're going to store vehicles out, and maybe number them. We have one of those here at the shop where every spot is numbered. So if I say, hey, go get in spot number 13 or spot number 20, bring that video, and bring that vehicle. We have a board. They can go and they can see where number 20 is at. And so the reason why we do that is because every vehicle, every job that's in the shop has an RO, average RO amount on there, right? And so it's almost very similar to like a restaurant. You know how when you go to a restaurant, they have the tables, and then every table you can serve so many people. Well, that table it's called how many times can you turn that table? Like when I say turn it, how many customers can you get in that one spot throughout the day, right? So if you have a shop, you have to figure out, okay, how many cars can I put in this spot a month, right? And so if you can put a customer there every week, that means that it's gonna be 4 times whatever our average number is, right? So for example, if the average ticket on those vehicles is $3,500, you're gonna do 35 times 4, because you could fill it 4 times in the month, right? And so now what you're starting to do is you're starting to get an average amount of what that shop can produce, versus, because what I'm seeing in a lot of shops, and when I visit a lot of shops, uh, is their shops start to become bottlenecked. And what I mean by that is like, I have a good example, right? One of my buddies has a brand new shop, and he's in a different state, and I want to say his shop is probably about, it's probably maybe almost 20,000 square feet. It's a big shop, and he has outside parking, right? But when you go, there's so much junk cars there. There's so much abandoned cars there. There's so much like storage cars there that he only has a small space to work with. So it's like very tight, right? So like now it's kind of like you having a big old shop, but you're only able to work in two spots because all the other shops have restoration, or they're just buddies cars, or it's just storage stuff. So that's dead space. So now what you're doing is you don't have a shop, you have a storage unit. So you got to make sure that if you're gonna have a shop, you got to make sure that every spot uh, is accounted for. Every spot you can put a vehicle there, and every vehicle has an average RO amount each month, each time you can turn it. And so I hope I was able to answer your question on the side of the shop, but I'll go over it again just so I'm kind of clear, because I feel like I left some stuff out. When finding a shop, make sure you look at the location, make sure that it's gonna fit the type of audience and the type of people you're gonna market to, right? For example, if you're gonna go after Teslas and high-end vehicles, you might not want to get a shop in a not so safe area, because they might not want to take those vehicles over there, right? Vice versa, if you're just looking to do like some quick $200 paint jobs, it might not matter where you get your shop at, right? Also, make sure that you map out the spot first. Make sure you map out the spot, and make sure you know how many vehicles you can fit there, and you can get an average on how much that shop will be able to produce if you do your marketing correctly, right? The next thing is going to be a very important. I'm glad I went over this, because this is going to be very, very important, and I'm glad you stayed to watch this, because if everybody didn't watch this, they're going to miss out on the most important tip, right? And that is make sure that you meet the owner of the shop. Make sure you meet the landlord. Make sure you understand, hey, I want to get to know you. I want to let you know what I'm doing, because you need to have a good relationship with them. Because if you're looking to start a business, I don't care what kind of business it is, you want to make sure that you have a good relationship with the landlord of the building that you're renting from. Because there's going to be times at the beginning, it's going to take you 6 months to a year to get off your feet. So you gotta make sure you prepare for that with the resources, with money, and with relationships. And when I say relationships, it's like, hey, talk to the landlord and says, hey man, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna open this shop up. I'm taking a lot of risk. I'm putting a lot of money down. I'm putting a lot of money into the building. I need to know if it's okay for you to work with me if I go through some hard times, because just in case, I just want to be prepared, because let's say for example I'm doing good for 3 months, and then I drop out, or maybe I get sick and I'm behind on the rent. Are you going to be able to work with me? I don't want you to kind of evict me after the first time, and then we have this bad relationship, because I plan to be here long term. If you're looking to open a shop, you're looking to open any kind of business, and you're going to invest a lot of money in there, you got to make sure, hey, I want to be here for the long haul. I want to be here, and I want to make sure that I have this relationship. We were very lucky to have built some good relationships with previous shop owners that we rented from, and man, they worked with us. Like, they were very, very, very good relationships, and I want to say they were actually like business partners, because without their cooperation, without their help, and understanding the struggles that we went through to start up a business, and the ups and downs, we would have had some hard times. But because I was able to build those relationships, they were able to work with us, and maybe sometimes we were late. They didn't charge us late fees. They helped us out with getting the electric hooked up, the utilities, like anything that we needed help with. They were on board, because they knew that we were working hard to get this thing going, and they knew we were committed. And so that's gonna be one thing, man. I mean, that's gonna be the most important thing. If you can find a good location, and the landlord is cool with you, and y'all have a good relationship, and he understands that, hey, I understand you're gonna go through some hard times, and I'm cool with it, man. I'm not strapped for cash. I'm not gonna be on your back, Just be transparent with me. Let me know what's going on, and I'm willing to work with you. That might be a good location for you to start off. Okay. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe and check us out on Instagram. The Stan Medina. Also, too, if you're looking to start a business in the automotive industry, if you're looking into or if you have a shop and you're looking to figure out how you can leverage that shop to create some wealth for you and your family long term, we have an alliance group that we meet up every week. Some of it's one-on-one coaching, some of it's group coaching, and I break down the insights, the mechanics of all the businesses that I run, and I give you everything. I give you all the sauce on how I did it, what I'm doing, where I'm going, and I share all those resources with you, man. If that's something you're interested, look us up at stanmedina.com. That's a website, and you can add your email there, and you'll get a notification. In fact, if you go to the website and it's stanmedina.com, I think we're gonna give you three books. When you sign up, there you get three download books automatically just for signing up. And then I'll invite you to a webinar, invite you to one of our events. If you want to show up, that's cool. If not, maybe you can catch us next time. But hey, thanks for watching. Massive Action, Stan Medina here. Big things coming, 2023. Let's go, baby.